following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, and Shannon Gross.
Tuesday, the Star in Frisco. How are we feeling? We still trying to get over this one, or have we moved on and focused on the Bucks and
man, I don't know,
taking care of business this weekend? How you feel, Nate? Never mind. How you feel, Kurt? Nate's busy. He's got a mouthful of cookies.
He's loving those cookies today.
Yeah, I'm loving. I done got past it, Shannon.
You're past it?
I'm still got a little bit of a hangover from it.
Yeah. Oh, Douglas, by the way.
Yes.
Mr. Smith, Jalen and Rod's dad.
Yeah.
Wanted me to tell you that he appreciates what you do, whatever that might be.
That's awesome.
Well put.
He sent me a text today and thanked me for the shout out on the show and wanted you to know that he really appreciates you, but doesn't know what the hell you do. But thank you for doing whatever that is. Tell everybody what you exactly do, and don't just
right now or for the organization.
No, well, no, I don't. We don't
This
need to
next
talk
hour?
that long. Yeah, we just. What do you do on the show? What does producing mean? What does that mean?
Well, I do all the sound production. I do all the opens for all of the podcasts. So the break, Talking Cowboys, this show. But during the show, there's an audio board in here, and Nate's already bored. But yeah, no, I mean, I gather drops. Of course, I've been gathering drops for years before I was producing this show. So a lot of the Miles Austin is something I put in years ago. Yeah. So
not much is what you're saying. You push buttons.
Yeah. I look busy while I'm doing it, though.
Okay.
If you were to put a camera on me, it would look like stuff's happening.
We have a camera that we can actually put on you, don't we?
We do.
If we had
Is that it?
There it is.
Wow, man, this is the guy that wouldn't cut his hair for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Wow, he didn't love you, Kurt, like everybody else.
Look at him pushing the wrong buttons and just screwing everything up. Well,
you notice how everybody called and said, "We love you, Kurt. We praying for you, Kurt."
I know Douglas has my back. He's
but Douglas didn't show it. You know,
No.
He didn't.
Talk about
Push on the button, talking
buttons.
loud, ain't saying nothing. Public enemy.
I knew he was coming with something.
What you say, Kurt?
Talk about pushing buttons. You two push plenty of buttons, trying to get people riled up.
What you talking about?
Really?
Poking the bear. That's what
I don't
you
know
do.
what you're talking
Hey, you know what? We got the concrete cowboy, and you supposed to be there tonight.
You go
I am.
tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
We're going to have a hell of a show tonight. We got a bunch of people showing up.
Cool.
So if you're in the area, come see us. We're having one of our former employees and a former boss of mine and Kurt's, Matt O'Neill,
Good
is
guy.
in town, and we haven't seen him in several months. So he organized a happy hour around Cowboys happy hour. So there will be a lot of people over there. We're going to try to have pretty much everybody that's on any one of our shows over there, I think. So we're going to rotate them out every segment.
Should be fun.
Have a new group every segment. So should be fun tonight. Check
Except
us
for
out.
you and Nate. You'll run the whole show.
We'll run the whole show, man.
Good.
They can't get rid of us. Me and Nate,
You guys are the
if
show.
they ask us to do it, we're doing it just because we like the attention.
It's time to big ball, baby.
There you go.
All right.
Let's take calls all day today.
Let's do it.
We'll hit some points, but call us 888-855-2297. What you laughing at?
I'm trying to hit this guy that I've been talking to to get in on our show. Yeah, hanging with the boys.
Mom told me last night, she's like, I know Nate tries to egg me into calling the show, she said, but she can't ever get in. So, do we have two lines working? Do we have two lines working, Douglas, or just one?
Two.
Need
do?
to blow through them quicker, I guess. Huh?
We do. So let's do that. Call us. First thing out of the gate.
Yes, sir.
Great question by Kurt. Leighton Vander Esch hasn't seemed as effective the last two games. Is there such thing as a rookie wall, Nate? Did you hit a rookie wall?
Yeah, it is such thing as a rookie wall.
And what does that mean? Just physically?
That means that the physical grind is finally getting to you. Your season is normally over with maybe like now. There's no more college football.
Right.
You know,
10, 12 games?
Yeah. But you playing against grown men now.
Yeah.
This ain't 7-man, 8-man, or 12-man football. This 11 grown men.
So it sometimes takes you a year to acclimate the grind
How
of the
does he
season.
get through that?
Yeah, can you
Just keep working. He's a great athlete. He'll be back bouncing in a week or two. But he played decent the week before, and this week here, none of our linebackers were able to play decent because they was getting on him.
Because you called it. You called it.
The human log didn't do what he normally do and jam things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Antoine Woods, I bet you mad
Logs
about
do
that.
get jammed.
I bet you mad about that, man. Antoine don't like that. You can tell, man. He tried out there trying to fight. Man, come on, man. Quit trying to fight.
Yeah,
tackle somebody.
Scrappy. Scrappy. Let's go to the phones. Felton in North Carolina. How are you?
Doing well, man. Glad to get through to you guys. It's been a long time, but this is actually my second time getting through. Glad to do it.
Yeah, thanks for listening, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who is this?
Man, Felton.
Who? I'm not serious. Who is this?
Felton.
Felton.
How you spell that?
Felton.
All right, thank you, sir, for calling in. We'll get back with you later. No, just go ahead, sir.
no doubt, Nate. No doubt. I get a lot of flack about my name. That's all good, man. I don't mind. All right, so I got one big question, and primarily, Nate, this is gonna probably be something that's in your wheelhouse. This is the primary question, and I wanna also say it correctly. So just give me a second. So, how many wins is a head coach responsible for? And I mean it in this way.
3.
So, exactly, my guess has always been 3 to 5, Nate. 3 to 5. Yeah. So 3. That sounds good. So, with that being said, setting Dak up for success seems to be an issue, and it seems like he's not running when he should. That's coached, I think. Throwing the ball away at this point, coached, I think. I'm a Dak supporter. I go back and forth with my buddies all the time about Dak, but I need to see some growth, and I need to see it yesterday. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
Okay.
These guys, I've been telling you, what I can't understand is, sometimes they be on you so quick there ain't nothing you can do, and I can go for that. But when you standing back there and it's something you can do and you don't, that's not winning football for your team. And the quarterback should always have one thought on his mind: how can I best serve this team?
And real quick, man, because I totally agree in that. In essence, I'm looking at Andrew Luck. He's not the most scrambling quarterback, but he kept the line of scrimmage in front of him, and he kept moving it forward. When he had the opportunity, he took off. That was just like, hey, nothing's there. Let me do something. Let me get a couple yards. And I'm not seeing the same thing on our side when we have a guy who can actually get probably way more than Luck could. Now, one other thing, man, and I just want to the whole situation, I think it was the last game, not this one against the Colts, but when Cooper comes back to the huddle and kind of, says, hey, man, we're going to run that same route again. I accept that from players on the field being something, okay, they see in the end game. Well, why does it seem like the coaches don't see what our strengths are? That's it's blowing my mind, man. I mean, I want to know
I don't have an answer for that one.
Yeah, like I want to know what's going on. But anyway, man, I ain't going to hold you guys, man. Always a pleasure. I will be listening, as I always do. And, man, y'all keep doing the good work, man.
All right, Felton, appreciate it, man.
I
think that's a question most of the fan base has.
Yeah.
Is why are they seeing things that the coaching staff isn't, or are they and they're just not? Sometimes I think and we talked about it on the show, sometimes I think they seem to get stubborn. Yeah. It's almost like they try to, this is what we're going into the game with, and we're sticking with this no matter what. And it just, I don't get it sometimes.
I think the in-game adjustments has been an ongoing problem for a long time, not just this season. It seems like even years past. It's just being able to adjust to what the defense is doing. It's just, it seems like an issue, and I don't know if that's the players, or that's Dak, or it's coaches, the offensive coordinator, the head coach, but being able to kind of change on the fly doesn't seem like a strength of this Sunday group.
Yeah, and to that point, you gave me a great stat. Zeke has had 73% of the overall carries this season, but inside the 20 and the 10, he's getting 62% and only 50% inside the 5. Todd Gurley, the running back for the Rams, he gets 68% of the Rams' overall rushes, but they amp it up to 74% inside the 20, 86% inside the 10, and 90% inside the 5. So they're doing the opposite of what we're doing with a similar caliber running back as the guy that we have.
You know, and I keep telling people, I was telling a gentleman earlier, when you have a great talent at running back, like that right there, because the guy said, well, they know that they finna run it. And I looked at him, I just shook my head. What do you mean? I say, sir, they got 4 game films, and everybody had 4 game films. They about to know what you're going to do. I said, you can put a wrinkle in here and a wrinkle in there, but basically everybody know what everybody's doing. So, is this you good enough to stop it? Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't even know, except for this last game when they had that big missed block, we don't know on a repeated basis, can they stop Zeke, because we don't see it enough to know, can they be successful? And you're only down there a limited amount of times.
Mm-hmm. I think on Jerry's radio, he did his weekly interview with the flagship. And
this morning, right?
Yeah, he hinted around, kind of implied that, we need to run the ball more when we're down inside that 5-yard line. So whether it's Dak or Zeke.
Yeah. To me, you get inside the 5, it's 4 downs, and Zeke's getting the ball 4 times in a row. I think you give him the ball 4 times in a row, he can get you 5 yards, even if they know it's coming.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get a negative play in there.
That's the key. Boy, that is key. If you can get a stalemate, man, he'll hit up in there like a hammer and get you 1 yard.
Yeah. Or if you don't get a penalty, which, another thing that leads us right into this, Kurt, another good stat. You're just full of stats today, man.
Sorry, yeah.
Cowboys have been one of the least penalized teams in the league, but in the last 3 games they've had 8, 11, and 9 penalties. And that's what's that? Also, they've been flagged 19 more times than their opponents this year, the 4th largest differential in the NFL this season.
Their opponents have been flagged the least.
Yeah, whoever they play, I always seem to come up with 2 or 3 least penalties than we have.
Yeah, and
we have 2 or 3 more penalties than our opponents have.
I guess that's just dumb luck, but I don't know. There's a trend now these last 3 games that they're getting penalized a bunch, and it's not just the number of penalties, but it's the yards as well. I mean, I think that same difference, minus 242 penalty yards, is like the second most differential in the league.
It seems like, and not just us, but it seems like across the league they're throwing more flags than they used to. I don't know that for a fact, but it just seems like watching games that – and they're making – I tell you what, this might be the worst officiating season that I've seen. They have thrown –
it's close.
Bad ones.
Man, they've thrown some bad flags. They've not called some plays that you're like, what are they looking at? Like it's – and I'm watching all this stuff on the sideline, and for the most part, the stadiums are getting really good about showing replays of every play because it's so easy to sit at home and watch these games at home when they show all these different angles. So they're trying to give you the same experience in a stadium, whether it's a good call or a bad call. And, man, some of this stuff they show, I'm just like, what game were they watching? Like, I know it's a bang, bang.
Yeah, it's hard.
But it's just like.
It moves so fast. I mean, I think they could call a penalty every play. I mean, there's always something going on in the offensive line.
How do you.
But it just happens so fast.
Offensive line, they've been struggling with penalties. Is that coachable, or is that just. Is that all on the player?
Believe me, man, the guy, believe me, he is coaching. But it just comes down to, are you capable enough not to have it?
What causes that? Is it
sometimes the guys are better than you that you're trying to block,
and you just
in Tyron's case that ain't the case though. Them guys are not better than Tyron.
Is he compensating because he's
overcompensating for some reason in his head. His clock is not working. Because Tyron used a blocker dude and let him loose at the right time or before the time, and now he's holding on, and he's in perfect position. So I don't know what's going on there. Butch Collins got to work on his technique. Williams got to work on his technique.
Looney got a couple of penalties, didn't he?
Yeah.
But and so Looney, he got in bad position a couple of times, and in the left guard, he just got to have confidence. He can do it. He just got to have the confidence to do it over and over and over.
Can it be like almost contagious where you have one, you're like, you start thinking, oh man, I can't have another, and
No, the refs don't look at that film. You get one, and they always got a little eye on you.
Yeah.
And it take like 2 or 3 games for you not to have one, for they don't be peeking at you all the time.
Refs watch
Really?
film too?
Oh yeah, refs watch.
Do they
film, too.
really?
Especially the penalties and stuff like that. And the other coaches be telling, "Hey, watch Seven Sharp. He's got a hole."
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that on the sidelines a
Yeah.
lot. Coaches will call the ref over there,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, "I'm telling you, man, watch." And
Do
2 or
that,
3
do
plays
that.
later, a lot of times they'll throw a flag on a guy.
Do they ever talk to the players and just say, hey, you're
Oh yeah, there was
close.
some wrestlers.
You do this
Hey
again."
man, yeah, that was almost a late one. Oh, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Try to give you one. Hey man, keep your hands inside. They'll try to tell you. So, not all the time, but sometimes they will try to alert you.
Now, did you have ways of holding that nobody could see?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I had ways of holding that nobody could see.
There you go.
I rather
That's what I
use
wanted to hear.
I rather use it because I was holding where everybody could see it.
When you played, did you get a lot of holding penalties
Nah,
No?
probably about 2 or 3.
a season?
No, probably 1 or 2. I'm gonna tell you 2 or 3 holdings is all I ever got.
In your whole
My
career?
whole career, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man.
What about false starts?
Oh my God. More than made up for the holding. But leave that.
Let's go back to the phones. Chris in Connecticut, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm just enjoying listening to you guys. It's great. Great show.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you listening.
Yeah. Hey, it's Groundhog Day, right?
Is it?
Losing sleep over how they don't get the ball. They can't score when they get inside the 10-yard line.
Every week it seems like, man.
Here's the thing.
Oh, wow.
we're 16 weeks into this, and I'm hearing people use the excuse, he dropped the ball, blah, blah, blah. Beasley dropped the ball. Okay, well, they catch those 2 balls. You're still probably only ranked 28th in efficiency. Right? I mean, come on. It's something's got to change. Can I ask you this, too? On 4th down,
I was
the play
thinking,
that they ran where
brother,
they
hold on.
blew that play up. Huh?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Okay.
The other day, I was doing a radio show, and a guy said virtually, "Hey, well, if they wouldn't have dropped this, they wouldn't have dropped that." I said, "Yeah, that just moves them up from 28 to 27." I'm thinking the same thing. And now you come out and say this, man, on Groundhog Day.
Hey, so I was looking at that play on 4th down, where Zeke got blown up from behind. Am I wrong, or was that the exact same play they ran against Philly in overtime to get the 4th down?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I seem to recognize. I
think
saw it
so.
coming. I'm not a pro football player.
And-
I'm like, okay, here it is. They're gonna run to the left here. They stack it right, and sure enough, the other thing is, why are we seem to be the only team in the NFL that never sneaks somebody out on a play like that? You know what I mean? They're overstacked to the right. You saw how over aggressive the defense was. Why in the world do we not ever sneak anyone out the backside there?
Well, did they do that with Olawale and he just dropped it? I don't remember
on
the
4th
alignment.
down.
Yeah, on 4th down, yeah.
And then I guess my last comment is just repeating what you guys are saying is that you have probably you have definitely one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL, and you're right there at third down and 1 at the 3-yard line. I mean, boom, boom, give it to Zeke, give it to Zeke. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm
Not
with you.
rocket science.
I'm with you, man.
It's true.
Am I right?
We
Not rocket science.
see the same things that you guys are seeing, and have a lot of
And
the same questions.
maybe have him not be 8 yards deep every time. He's 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Chris, we gotta let you go. You making
All right,
too
I'll
much
see you.
sense. You're making way too much sense, man. Thank you for calling in, though. 888-855-2297.
Dropping knowledge.
Don't you hate it when you love it, but you hate it when someone calls in and you just can't even respond because you're like,
good.
No, let me
good.
tell you. Let me tell you why I'm really laughing. When somebody calls in and just makes it so
simple. Yes.
That's why I'm laughing like, wow, this dude just, if it was that easy,
Right.
Boy, we'll be 13 and whatever.
And it seems like it should be that easy.
Yeah,
like
sure,
man,
yeah.
it's great being an armchair quarterback
It
and
is.
coach, isn't it?
It is.
Wow, he said, man, and then he closed out with the old killer. It ain't rocket science.
Right. got all the answers and none of the pressure.
He came in with the Groundhog Day and just went to killing. You know what I'm saying? He should have had Fish Killer here. He brought some Ken the Fish Killer.
I got a picture for you he gave me.
Oh, he showed me that picture. I seen it, yeah.
Him out there in his waders.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen this picture.
I'll show you.
Fish Killer.
Let's take a quick break. Call us 888-855-2297. We got plenty of stuff to talk about, and we'll be right back on Hanging with the Boys.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Playmaker, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The Playmaker includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized Intense Therapy lip balm and a Cowboys can cooler. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word Cowboys. The Jack Black Playmaker, $10, free shipping.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broadus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
While a player can look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Back, the Star in Frisco Tuesday.
Hey, who was that last caller, man?
Chris in Connecticut.
Chris, man, don't you ever call here and make my game of the NFL so simple, okay?
Trying to put everybody out of a job.
Yeah, man. If we didn't have these guys with these super great minds, what would we be today in the NFL?
Kurt, what you got?
Underwear, picking number 1 in the draft.
You know what? Wait, before you start.
Yeah.
Why were you so embarrassed with those other men in here yesterday?
Because we had it.
You did not want to read about underwear and nestling the boys.
And you wear them every day.
Nothing against Tommy John. It was just, he had a special guest in here. Some,
You know what was kind
people,
of
Whitney over there.
Oh,
he
yeah.
he was muscle,
had his neck bowed out.
Yeah, everybody looking strong.
And then we made him talk
And then Miss
about-
Whitney over there looking so delicate. Like she'll be, if you say something wrong like that, it'll just break her up. Miss Whitney Miss Whitney be in the locker room all the time.
I'm sure I wouldn't offend her at all, but still.
I think
it's
the
just
president's
weird.
dad is a Tommy John's customer.
Is he?
He clearly has taken good care of his boys.
Yeah.
He's got 2 NFL players.
He's been waiting since
gene
yesterday. He's been waiting since yesterday to bring that in.
He wrote that.
Way to go, Doug.
That's why Shannon said, "What's that?" He was queuing me up.
He wrote that. He wrote that down.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the moment. All right, Kurt, we don't want to steal your glory.
No,
any
that's great. Tommy John's is wonderful. I've got him on today. And no wedgie guarantee. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, that's good. They got their plug.
TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. Take care of your boys like Mr. Martin, apparently. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
I sure hated that Darius Leonard was howling. I hated that. When he took our boy howling, he was howling. That hurt me, man. I like, wow, man, we got to make a play for Leighton. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a showcase of 2 defensive rookie of the years.
Yeah.
And our defensive line didn't give their great effort that they normally give, and it hurt Leighton.
Let's talk about that. me ask you this. I have a feeling I'm going to know your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, we'll get to you in just 1 second. One of the mailbag questions was today. So I'm going to ask Kurt because I know Nate's answer, and then you can chime in, Nate. One of the mailbag questions was, is there such a thing as a good loss? And Zeke said in the locker room, we needed a reality check, which I don't know if that's just lip service and he's saying something, because all the reporters are in there, or if he really thinks, hey, we needed to be punched in the mouth to make us realize, hey, we got to go out and put it all out there. So,
yeah, I don't think there's ever a good loss. You never want to lose. You always want to win.
Right.
But you hope that this does motivate them to, maybe it is good if they run the table,
get refocused.
Yeah. Like DeMarcus Lawrence had a quote, I'm mad we got hit in the mouth today. I can't wait to hit our next opponents in the mouth. So if they come back with that kind of resiliency. They got hit in the mouth. They come back and say, yeah, this is a reality check. We're going to take care of business now. Then maybe it was good in that way.
That's what I love about talk radio and this type of deal in park. I love this because no matter what a guy say, it's going to be taken out of content. If you know those guys in the locker room, do you think they wanted to lose?
Not like that, especially.
Come on, we all know these guys, especially right. Zeke and D-Law. We know them and how hot and burning they are for victories. Mm-hmm. What they said is, we can't do nothing about this. We have already lost. Now we see what it takes week in and week out to be a winner. I think that's what they're saying.
Right.
And that's the advantage I think we have, us being here, is we know these guys. Because believe me, if they were a bunch of no-good losers and guys that didn't really care, they wouldn't have went on this 5-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, felt good about themselves, may got a little unfocused, and thought that they could just turn that intensity on. Mm-hmm. They ran into a team that has the same aspirations they have and is just maybe a little bit more backed up than they are and needing a little bit more. And they thought that, hey, we can handle these guys, and ran into a buzzsaw. Mm-hmm. And before they realized it, because remember now, we're a second-half team too, and we thinking we're going to come out and handle them. But their matchups were better on our greater – the guys we needed to play was our interior guys on our defensive line. They have been able to come into games in the second half and dominate. I'm talking about the Human Log, McCollins, all these guys been able to take over a game. They weren't able to take over this game.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they realized, we got to reach this intensity, it was over.
Yeah.
So, I listened to the guys yesterday, little thing I do, man. And I looked at them, I said, we got beat physically. And before we realized that this game was over. And so I've been on some teams here at the Dallas Cowboys, not at this particular great buildings
facility,
and stuff.
Yeah.
But over at Valley Ranch where it's like, fellas, are we going to show up today? Are we going to be a part of something? And because coaches were getting threatened to be fired, coaches was getting rid of players, guys wasn't really caring. And so I've been around that, and I've never heard you come out of that locker room saying, wow, man, I don't know about this guy. The guys that we don't feel comfortable about, we don't even talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that we know and feel comfortable about, we talk about them. And that's who we hang our hats on. D-Law, Sean Lee, Zeke, Dak, Tyrone.
Log.
Oh, man, you don't think Tyrone ain't burning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you this. We had, just to kind of put it in perspective, what I hope this does is there's some teams that have so much talent they can go out and not have the intensity level that they need to win a game, and just from sheer talent they can squeak by and win some games.
Kansas City offense.
Yeah, I think this team can play with any team in the league and beat any team in the league, but I think they have to
be on full blast.
They have to be mentally prepared. Yeah. Physically, they got to bring the fight to whoever they're playing. I don't think this is one of those teams that can get complacent and just win games on sheer talent. But if they go in with the right attitude, they execute, they don't make mental mistakes, they don't get the penalties, they can hang with anybody in the league.
And that's why our offense has to play better, man. And I'll believe that a team should be hyped and geeked, and I know that fatigue can set in, but if I'm going to give anybody the benefit of the doubt, our defense has been on a high for like 10 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've been, since the first 2 or 3 games, they've been on a high like you haven't seen, trying to play to their talents and a little bit above, because our offense has been so inconsistent. And they have never held it against our offense. They have never, because I guess they say, well, it's been years where our offense has helped us, and it's our job as teammates to do everything in our power. But we've all questioned in our inner minds, what happens when the defense don't play well?
Mm-hmm. We saw it Sunday.
Yeah, and we had this really cool plan for a piece of content this week that we were going to film, and then we were going to release it for Christmas. And after the game on Sunday, like, I know that the guys, there's 2 or 3 guys that I need to go in there. And I asked them last week if they would do it, and they said yes. And we were planning on filming it Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Knowing that we lost and how we lost, I'm not even going to ask them, because I know they're pissed off. I know they're mad, and I don't want to have to go in there and
they look at you like that.
Right.
Come on, Shannon, you know us.
And if they do it, they're so focused and mad about what happened last week. They're so focused on this week. It's not going to be good, because they're pissed off, and I don't even want to go ask them. So I'm gonna push it back. Hope we win this Sunday.
But see,
push it back to next week.
That's why I was so adamant. That's why I was so adamant last week. Are you sure that the Redskins and the Eagles are you sure? I said, because I don't see them losing like y'all. The Cowboys need to come out like warriors and take this. And
what was it? I was just looking at the standings from 1992 when you guys went on your Super Bowl run. You were already pretty much had the division wrapped up, but you went into Washington in Week 15 and lost.
Yeah.
So you had to. Was that sort of a reality check for you guys? You came back out and won the last 2, and then obviously swept. Went on to win the Super Bowl. But was it
when you and see that's the scary thing. See, what you just said that's why I went off last week when we was talking about this. That's why I went off, because it said, all they got left is, and then the Giants pop up. Who beat us in the 15th week?
You were at Washington. They beat you.
We need to win this game, because you going to New York.
Yeah.
And you can't tell that Barkley kid, hey, man, it's time to quit. You can't tell Barkley it's time to quit now. That kid going to be looking to gas you.
And I tell you this, they may be playing really bad, and they may have no hope for anything on this season, but I guarantee you, if we go play them at noon
and have not won this Tampa Bay game,
that will be a sellout crowd in that stadium, because there's nothing those Giants fans will love more than to ruin our season and keep us out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So even if, yes, win Sunday.
Who the Eagles got?
Let me look it up here.
Because, see, this is what I feared. This is what I feared, is that we would.
Eagles are hosting Houston, and then they finish up at Washington.
See, Houston coming to them, man. And these guys, and see, this is what I try to tell people. They snatched Foley, is I'm pronouncing his name?
Foles.
They snatched Foley out too soon at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. This guy led you to a Super Bowl. You didn't come out winning, so you snatched Foles and put this kid in when he wasn't ready, and it's proven all year he ain't been ready, because he's a mobile quarterback. That part of his game is to move. Well, he spent 6-7 games trying to be a pocket quarterback. Now he finally moved against us and get his back twisted up.
Right.
Now he's out. Now you want to play games? Let this dude Foles do what he gonna do. I hope they lose, but let Foles do what he gonna do. And if they win against Houston, your thing of talking about the Giants be like, man, we can get this thing up one more time.
Yeah. Bears lost at the Giants.
I'm telling you now, the Giants, The Giants.
Tampa Bay lost to the Giants.
The Giants is this far away, brother. They are this far because they got a decent offensive coordinator. The head coach, I don't know how he is as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, he this far away, brother.
I do not want to go up there and have this.
That's why I thought the Colts game was so pivotal. I thought this. I'm like,
And you know what? We talk about it all the time, especially Nate. Every single game in a season is important because if you think back since this winning streak started, every game you talk about it's important, and then when you go out and you play it and you win it or you lose it, then you can look back and say that's why the Colts game was important because now you got Tampa. Well, hell yeah, this one's important.
Right.
And you got the last one that if you don't beat Tampa, I mean every single game is important.
But just think now, every game that we talked about, and it started with the Eagles. We said if they don't win that one, then we had who next? Was it the Redskins or
Atlanta?
Atlanta. And we're like, oh man, Atlanta. Ooh, we got to win that one. Then and who was next?
Washington.
I was like, oh man, we found a reason for every game. The only two games that we didn't get hyped up about winning, and they got hyped up about the Saints. I think I was the only guy hyped up about the Colts. We got to win it. Every game gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If we would have won against the Colts, now we talking about having 9 or 10 wins. We ain't talking 8 and whatever. We talking about 9 or 10 solid wins with 2 games left.
What's our record right now, Kurt?
We 8 and 6. If we'd have won last week, we'd have been 9. Then we'd have had 2 games to get that 10th game.
If you lose the next 2, what's your record?
Don't start. That's that doubt. Don't start.
I'm not doubting. I just asked
play
the
the Mexican music, man.
I just asked a question.
Planning his trip again.
I just asked a question. What would the record be if you lose the next 2?
The doubt is starting to set in on you.
It is not. I'm still in.
Looking through his little black book, seeing what senorita you're
I'm still in.
Yeah.
Steve in Bartlesville. Where is Bartlesville, Oklahoma at, Steve?
It's
in
north of Tulsa and about 12 miles south of Kansas.
All right, so about, 6 hours from Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Where is this place located?
It's north of Tulsa, Oklahoma, straight up 75, and we're about 12 miles off the Kansas border.
So they get snow and tornadoes.
Snow, tornadoes, and ice.
Man.
Wow.
Mother Nature does not like
So is it flat land out there? Is it hilly? Give us
in our part of the country, it's kind of hilly. Yeah, so it's nice. The further west you go, the flatter it gets.
How far are you from Fayetteville?
Fayetteville, we can be over to that Rogers, Arkansas, all that in probably about an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you're right there in the
So
That's pretty
did you grow up there?
I was born in Tulsa, then went to school at Oklahoma State in Stillwater, and then lived up in Denver for 18 years. And I've talked to you guys a couple times from up there, but then we moved back to Oklahoma so we could enjoy the warm waters for water skiing.
Oh, nice.
Okay, man.
Well, tell us what's on your mind today, Steve.
Well, you've almost taken my thunder. I was calling to ask you when you were going to take the blame for us losing last week, Shannon.
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago, when we were on a roll going into the playoffs, somebody started that thing about the hashtag finish it, okay? Mm-hmm. And then we had all these neat videos, which I thought were cool, but we had our players all in there blinking all the time. Now, when you get 2 boxers out in a boxing rink and they face off, what is the meaning of the one that blinks first? Is that the guy that's going to win or the one that's going to lose?
The one that blinked first finna get thumped.
Yeah, okay. And then so first our guys are blinking, and then we did hashtag finish it for the first week of the playoffs. So subliminally, you were telling the players, finish our playoffs this week. And what they do? They lost. Wow. They did exactly what you guys asked them to. Now, last Thursday or Friday, Shannon says, I got to go talk to some of these defensive line players about something we're going to do special. And so now we're off focusing on social media instead of playing the game.
It's your fault, Shannon. It's your fault.
Conspiracy theory.
This guy's after my heart, man. Continue on, sir. Continue on.
Douglas, hang up on this nice
So
man.
what I'm begging you to do is just hold off on the social media until after the playoffs.
So you're asking me not to do my job.
Yeah, I need you to get Derek in here and tell him to lay off until we finish the season.
I will leave straight from here and go to Derek's office and tell him that you just want us to lay down.
I turned 60 this year. I've been watching the Cowboys since I'm 10 years old, and I want to see us win another Super Bowl before my days are done.
Hey, Steve, there's no one in this room or this organization that wants a ring more than I do. I promise you. I've been waiting on one
jinxing us
for 15 years.
That's right.
Yeah,
Why do you keep jinxing it? I think you want to go to Mexico more than you want to see us win.
Kurt, I'm gonna kick you in the back of the head so hard you're gonna land up in Bartlesville with Steve, and y'all can just hang out together. How's that?
Water visual.
You'll go water ski.
Tell them to come on up, and I'll pull them behind the boat. And we'll do some surfing.
There we go. I like it.
Oh man. Well, anything else you want to kick me in? You already kicked me right in the Tommy Johns. Anything else you want while you got us on the line?
Well, maybe Nate can get you another pair of Tommy Johns since these might be a little dirty today.
Ooh.
Wow.
Man, Steve just going around the horn.
Man. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
So basically, how many times during the summer and spring that you get out on the water, since that is one of the reasons you move back closer to home?
I went out just about a month ago when the water was in the low 60s and the air temperature was about 70, and did some surfing because my daughter came down to visit.
Okay.
So when we were up in Denver, our coldest was the water temperature was in the 40s and the air temperature was in the 30s. But that was with a dry suit then.
I think Nate's going to volunteer to drive your boat.
No, yeah, I'm not doing that. Just because you got to be dedicated to what you're doing, and you got to really enjoy what you're doing for him. For them to be one of the reasons he moved back closer to warmer water.
You guys wear a wetsuit and you put like warm water in the suit, right?
Well, you can, or just get in the water and then your body warms it up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or just pee in it once you get it on.
Well, that's another option.
Yeah.
Is it true that asparagus makes your pee smell funny?
That's the Louisiana way, isn't it?
Well, Steve, thanks for calling in, man.
He wanted to take a shot at you, Steve, because you called him out on being Mr. Doubtful. Thank you.
I want us to finish the season strong.
I totally agree with you. We'll hold off on doing our job to make sure these players get in the playoffs.
All right.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the call, man. That was fun.
Bye-bye.
Call us, 888-855-2297. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on Hanging with the Boys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox? The overprotected phone case company?
Yep, and they've got an essential tool for your next tailgate party. The bear-resistant venture cooler.
Now, wait. In all my tailgating days, I've never seen bears tackling brats on the blacktop.
And you never will, because a venture cooler with a locking kit is basically bear repellent.
Can't wait to try it out at my next tailgate.
That's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Visit OtterBox.com to learn more about their certified bear-resistant venture coolers.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code DALLAS at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Registration for holiday youth camps is now open. One-day camps are available for both Dallas Cowboys Football Academy and Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Dance Academy at the Star in Frisco. Spots are limited, so register today at dallascowboys.com/academy.
Nice.
Before we take another call, I didn't see it, but Kerry told me about it.
Okay.
Kerry Underwood?
No, Kerry Lofton,
Okay.
Eagles fan.
All right.
Works for us.
Now, he ain't an Eagle fan no more, man. The way y'all got him drenched and covered in work, he can't be nothing but a Cowboy fan. This dude don't come up for breath maybe once or twice a day.
He's been working hard. So Suafila had a bad eye injury.
Yes.
I thought he hit somebody's head and got a concussion when he was down on the ground because he was grabbing his face mask. But Kerry saw it.
His own man, huh?
After the game. I don't know, was it?
Yeah, Lyle Collins. Finger got him.
Got poked in the eye. What'd you just say, Kurt?
Lyle Collins' finger got him.
Okay. But Kerry said after the game, his eye, he said it looked like something out of a movie. He'd never seen anything like that before. His eye was like swollen shut, and it was like abnormal looking.
Went to the hospital, didn't he?
Looked really gross. 2 questions.
It's like an inverted bullfrog, huh?
Inverted bullfrog.
Google that. Let me see what that
Where
looks
his
like.
stomach come out his mouth.
Oh, yeah, when they puke, when they blow their guts out of their mouth.
Fish killer, where are you?
Did you ever get poked in the eye when you played?
Yeah.
How does that not happen more often?
It's
there's
just
a lot of hands
because
going around, right?
Because them rules. I mean, them rules.
hands to the face?
Yeah, and guys got better hand-eye coordination than you practice all your life aiming and and it's kind of it ain't you. It have to be an accident or somebody really trying to get you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. There's some guy like Eric Williams back in the day, boy. He used to get you.
Oof.
So if he can't see out of one eye, can you still play offensive line?
He ain't that good. He ain't that good. Suafila ain't that good. He don't want to venture down that road.
He can't play with one eye?
No, you don't want to venture down that road, baby. And then you probably you don't want to venture down the road. Don't even play with it.
Ooh, man, I can't get down in that pile that's punching in.
So he went to the hospital after the game?
No, I think
during the game.
During the game, I think.
Really?
Because we don't have an eye specialist, and they brought the eye specialist over from the other side, the opponents. And he's like, "Oh, we can get him out of the game," so they sent him on.
Send him to the hospital. Yeah, he needs to go. Put your third stringer in there.
No, he didn't do that, man. But no, he said, "Man, I can't make a true read on his eye, so y'all need to get him on."
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a picture of it. I don't know where it went.
Ooh, let me see it.
Well, I'll see if I can
see if you can find it. Phil in Lafayette. Phil, what's happening, man?
Oh, guys, how many seconds do I have?
Oh, no, brother. We got you. Come on, let's go.
You got me, man? Okay, real quick. A couple of things. And, Nate, I think players can answer this question better, but two things.
I got 2 players in front of me, man.
No, players with a – he's talking about players with an R, with an ER.
Players. First thing is on the offensive side, Nate. Are you of the mind that with 2 games left in the season, there is or is not time for them to correct any issues that Dak's got with that you've talked about, like the holding the ball thing and getting sacked and all that? What? And are you hoping that they address the quarterback coach situation? Because I looked over there when Kellen Moore went over there during the game, and Dak looked – I've never seen him have that look on his face like before. I'm not saying deer in the headlights, just that he was just like –
Yeah, he was like I saw that look too, man, and I would think that, maybe the cameras don't show it where Kellen Moore may talk to him more, but the one thing, the holding the ball, I think we can get past that, and that's something he has to work through, but that fumbling the ball, that's one I can't take. You know, so they can fix that right away. You know, he got to be more cognizant of it's a thin line between helping your team and hurting your team. And holding that ball is that thin line. You know, we don't never know how it's going to turn out when you hold that ball.
Well, I'm hoping that something like switch goes on. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Nate, and I don't know if this is a difficult question to answer, but it has to do with that old saying, on any given Sunday. And I know this wasn't the game to use that terminology because the Colts matched up too well against us, but on the days when a team beats a team that's more obviously got more talent, and it's one of those games that's won by the team that shouldn't have won it. What's in the mindset of the team? Because I got
that won or lost.
Huh?
The team that won or lost.
The team that lost. Because I asked Broadus. I thought there was like a collective mindset on Sunday.
Me, Brian Broadus.
Yeah, when you started hearing stuff from players like, well, we needed this, we needed a wake-up call, that's telling me as a fan that these guys might have been a tinge overconfident and they didn't have their heads screwed on right before the game started. I just wonder what's in the mind when a team loses to a team they shouldn't have lost to.
I ain't saying that they shouldn't have lost to the Colts.
No, I'm not talking about the Colts. I'm just saying it just seemed like they just let themselves get beat. Like
they shouldn't have lost to Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I never saw what it looked like to see Van Der Esch and Jalen get tossed around so much. And I'm thinking, where did that come from? You know, the interior of the defensive line. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I was wondering what you thought.
Man,
thanks for the call.
Each
Phil.
team is a little bit different, and I just don't think these guys are mature enough to understand what they was into until it was over. And when it was over, then they like, oh my God, you know. And they looked up and they checked themselves and said, man, we didn't give our best. Or I didn't give up my best. You know, they ain't realized it at the time, but now they realize it. You shouldn't see nothing like this with these group of players ever again, as far as effort, intensity, whatever you want to use. I don't want to use the word lack of effort, but I'm talking about intensity, you know. And they're young, and now it happened.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, I think once they realized it happened, they knew they couldn't change it. It was a bad, ugly, ridiculous loss, and they're like, man, you know. And in their mind, they saying, okay, we done got beat, and maybe this is what it takes to get beat like this and to show you that we ain't as good as we think we are. And that's how I got to look at it as an ex-player. That's the only way you can look at it, because these guys have never shown that type of lack of intensity since Jason's been here. Mm-hmm. And for it to happen one time, I believe that's just out of character. I don't believe that. I'm not saying they'll beat Tampa, but I'm not. But we won't see that performance again.
I hope not. I thought, you know, at halftime, they were down 10-0, but on the stat sheet they were ahead. You know, they had those long drives. They were just I don't know if they were dominating, but they were moving the ball up and down the field. Well, man, so I thought they had a chance, but when Indy came out and scored on their first possession of the third, it was like, oh, they haven't matched the intensity. They couldn't ramp it up during halftime. It's done. So they never got to it.
I think not getting that field goal, not getting points on the board, and then that fourth down in the end zone or the touchdown they had with Olawale. I mean, think about it. You make those two plays, you're up, 10-0?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a totally different game, totally different mentality.
When we beat the Saints, you know, they couldn't believe it either, because as the game went on, they said, we'll get them.
Right.
You know, and that's what the Cowboys, I'm telling you, they was second half team, like, we'll get them. You know, we can ramp this up. The same thing the Saints thought.
Yeah.
But the day just wasn't your day.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
after that.
Mixed with the bad mishaps, things ain't happening. He ain't throwing no interception. Well, it's interception or near interception. He ain't been sacked. Well, he getting sacked.
Yeah.
You know, we've been able to run the ball. Today we ain't running the ball. So,
and it just creeps up on you.
And it keeps coming.
Yeah. Next thing you know, it's one little thing. Next thing you know, it's halfway through the third quarter, and you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Even the defense was playing pretty well in the first half, but I just thought
Oh, yeah, man.
They ran it right down their throats coming out of the break. It was like, they don't have it.
Well, fellas, let's get out of here so this Back to the Basics podcast can get going.
Yes.
Why did we just stop early for the ladies, man?
I tried, and you wanted to talk more football because that's what you do.
Now you want to blame it on – well, you're right.
It's Steve's fault because he went all in on me and took up all the time about how I need to quit doing my job so these players can concentrate on the field.
You feeling hurt?
I feel a little bit kicked in the junk.
I wanted to Mama Gross listen today.
Boom. Blew him up.
I don't know. We'll see. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, he did blow you up. Though.
Kurt, thanks for showing up.
He did blow you up.
Nate, thanks
Steve
for bringing
did blow him up.
Douglas, now everyone knows what
blew him up.
So thanks for. We still don't really know, but thanks for cutting one drop every 6 weeks and acting like you do something. Kent, thanks for doing what you do. Presley, thanks for keeping us on the air.
One drop.
We will be back tomorrow. We'll talk Bucks Cowboys on Hanging with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!